All right, so here we are, very excited. Episode 2, Coffee with Kevin of Season 2. And everybody has been very excited about this one, so go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Janel Giarratano. I am the president of Forte, and I am the executive director of STEM is for Everyone, nonprofit company. And I am a wife, a mother, an aunt, a friend. And I'm a colleague of Kevin. Yeah, we've been working together for almost
2 years now. Yeah, to the point where we're together, we travel so much, we go to events so much that we finish each other's sentences. Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like we are being to think alike.
Yes, of course. Right. See? Right there, right in tune.
Exactly.
All right, great. Now tell us about your claims journey.
Sure. I started years ago, and
What was that? I'm sorry, I don't think the microphone picked up. How many years was that?
Straight out of college. That's all you need to know. Working in the claims services side, and Marsh & McLennan was a client of mine. I had been working with them for a few years, and at some point I decided to move over and moved into brokerage. I spent 6 years at Marsh & McLennan in Philadelphia. While I was there, I met the folks at Vericlaim, which is now Sedgwick, and through that introduction, shout out to Chuck McInerney. Through that introduction, I ended up taking a job at Vericlaim, and I was there for 10 years. I started as a regional person, and then I moved into more of a national role. And let's see, then eventually my territory expanded to US and Canada, and then I got to work with their VRS network of adjusters, which was a global network of over 70 independent insurance adjusting companies around the globe, so it was some international exposure there. And that was a great run, and about 9 years ago, left there, and along with a couple of other very talented people, decided to start Forte. So we are approaching our 9-year anniversary in April.
All right, so do you feel that you are a risk taker? Like, what's the craziest thing that you have done in your life? Skydiving, bungee jumping, something like that?
No, I don't think of myself as a risk taker. I like everything to be calculated. Not a big fan of surprises necessarily.
Okay. All right.
I think the scariest thing or the riskiest thing I ever did would have been leaving Vericlaim and starting Forte.
In your travels, I'm sure food is a big aspect of it, and experiencing the culture's food wherever you're at. What has been the best food as far as the culture goes that you would say this is just the best food?
Is it acceptable to say a country that I've actually never been to, but I like their food the most?
I'll give you that. Yeah,
okay.
Sure. I mean, look, we are in. People don't know this about the Philadelphia area. We don't get credit for our food influences enough. There are some amazing, authentic, like Coyote Crossing, just authentic food. So yeah, I think it's fair.
Well, then in that case, I'll say Peruvian food.
Peruvian?
It's on my top 3 bucket list places to get to, but I've never been. But every time I've had that food, it just hits the right way. The Peruvian ceviche is delicious. All ceviche is good, but they just do something different. And I think it's more the care that they take. It's like they're alchemists. Do you know what I mean? Where it has just the right amount of sweet, just the right amount of sour, just the right amount of salty, savory. And I just heard that Lima has more Michelin-rated restaurants per capita than any other place. I heard it, I didn't confirm it.
Okay, you will confirm it. So you have worked in a lot of successful businesses like Vericlaim and Marsh, and then went on to have your own very successful business, and even your husband had a business, and what do you think people need to know in the insurance claims industries if they're thinking of starting a new business? What is just something they need to go into it knowing that?
I think there are 3 things. The first one is, you can't assume that the people that helped you get there and do well in your previous career are going to be the same people that are going to help you get there in this career. You absolutely have to reinvent yourself. You have to earn their trust again. You have to knock the ball out of the park for them from a service standpoint in order to really get their support. It doesn't just automatically happen because you supported them in a previous role, or because they were there for you. And then I think the second thing is make it a point to go and find support. Leading a group can be kind of a lonely place, and you need support yourself. You're spending a lot of time supporting the business.
So when you say support,
people.
you mean even outside of the business. You don't mean like in business support. You mean like people that you could go to and just vent to and get some support from mentally and everything else.
Yeah, someone, preferably someone smarter than yourself, and surround yourself with them, or at least endear yourself to them, so that you have someone to call on when you're feeling exhausted, or when you're feeling frustrated, or when you're running into hard times, because you will. And the third thing I would say is you've got to spend a lot of time on the strategic plan. Because and I mean detailed, you should envision what you want your company to look like in 5 years, from the physical plant to the attire that people are wearing in the office to, really detailed. Because those visions help you get there, and because, doing this, you're investing in yourself. And any investor would want to know, what thresholds do we have to get over in order to achieve the goals? What are the goals, and how are we going to get there? What's the path?
All right, so Janel, one of the things you work on a lot is power and energy claims. What is it about those assignments in engineering that draw you to power and energy as a sector of the insurance claims market?
Well, first of all, there's nothing boring about power and energy. It's always exciting. It's always new. It's a global marketplace. The clients working in that arena are brilliantly intelligent, and they challenge us. So I like it for that reason. I also like it because it's an area where I know it's been an area where we can really differentiate ourselves. We've kind of developed a reputation as a niche service provider, and with all of the moving parts within power energy, is no pun intended on the moving parts, but the moving parts within the power and energy industry, we often find ourselves consulting in very niche areas. And I can tell by having done this for quite a few years, we're doing this very efficiently. Our business model is kind of built for it, in that we're able to provide those niche experts. And we've had really, really good outcomes consulting in that industry. So
you've created this nonprofit where you are helping underprivileged, underserved areas get access to STEM education. Where did the passion for that come from? Where did the idea for that come from? Take a second to talk about it and tell the world about STEM is for everyone, for people who don't know.
Philanthropy is one of the 5 pillars of our company, of Forte. So it's as important of an objective as finance, HR, marketing, all of the other major pillars of a company.
Yeah.
What I was looking for was some type of philanthropic endeavor that was tied into what we do, which is fundamentally forensic consulting, working in the sciences and such. So as we hire engineers, I couldn't help but notice there's somewhat of a lack of diversity in engineering. Educated engineers. I think that our industry experiences that. If you're looking at the global power and energy industry specifically, you'll find that it's very difficult to recruit engineers from certain parts of the world. So it started to make some sense to focus on helping the world to, you right there, Kev?
Bugs are coming out.
It started to make sense to say, like, this is an area we can help. We can help to bring some diversity in access to education within the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math, which, we hope in the future helps our industry to be able to have access to a more diverse pool of experts we did an event. It was a collaborative industry event. We were able to garner the support of our competitors, of our clients, of friends within the industry, and that was fantastic. It was truly a collaborative event. The steering committee was members of the market, some of my competitors, peers, and clients, and we want to see that continue to grow. It's nice to get the folks from our industry together for a purpose greater than ourselves. If you know, I think it was a very welcome thing. We quantifiably were able to make a difference in this young school's, in their
formation.
In their formation, yeah. I think they were in their 4th year when we got started working with them. I get photographs, videos, and photos from the executive director of the school, Jonathan Kennedy Sawa. I get them on a bi-weekly basis. And I am telling you, man, nothing makes me feel better than to see those kids studying, those smiling faces, the spark of interest, but more importantly, the idea that they can do this.
All right, here we go. So it's time for Ask the Asker.
All right, please tell us about your time and experience at Forte.
Okay.
But I would like you to incorporate 5 song titles, your choice, into your answer.
Okay, I think I could do this. Only because I just listened to this song on the way here. For a lot of people who go into sales and marketing, they would say something to the effect of, cash rules everything around me. But for me, I'm much more motivated by pure respect.
Wait, is that?
Respect as in Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
Okay? Give it to me, give it to me. But since I came to Forte, the change of how I sell, I would say is the most impactful thing. I really put a focus on what my perception is to the industry. So things like going to bed at a certain time when I'm at an event, or realizing that all you need is love. Okay? Doing good here and showing respect to other people, not to say respect again, that's not number 4.
Doesn't count.
Saying no to things so that you don't end up chicken fried, Zach Brown Band. So that's 4, right? Okay, and then I find that those 3 plus, reading and doing some other things, if you implement those things and you really focus in on what your perception is to the industry, you really will end up A-okay. All right, so I've got a question for you. What is a role at a company that people do not value enough?
The person who answers the phone. In the services organization, when you pick up the phone and call, you want somebody who knows how to help you and who is friendly and gets you pointed in the right direction.
That's a great answer. All right, so I guess we're wrapping this thing up. Thank you everybody for watching this. I know a lot of people, like I said in the beginning, were very excited. I've never gotten so many emails and LinkedIn messages saying, where's the Janel episode? Where's the Janel episode? So thank you very much for your time. And I guess let's leave the viewers here with something to inspire them and take them on in their day.
William Shakespeare. And I call upon this quote probably at least once a week. Our doubts are traitors, making us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. Fear is always going to be present, but you got to give it a try. And again, calculated risks, because that's what I do.